You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Actors Co-op for their presentation of A Man for All Seasons.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Bruce Ladd. I'm playing Thomas More in the play, and I've been in LA for now about 20 years or so, and I work fairly consistently at the Actors Co-op, go between comedies and dramas and just kind of a variety of things, and so I'm privileged to be part of this great cast and at this celebration of opening night, and so yeah, it's just really kind of a very cool night. I think the thing that stands out to me about Sir Thomas More is that he's well known for his integrity and really standing up for what his beliefs were, especially at the time when he was in conflict with his friend Henry VIII about the divorce that Henry wanted to get from Catherine of Aragon. And despite the fact that he's known for integrity and all of that is true, he was still a man, you know? He was still just a human like all of us, and had his struggles not only with trying to really remain true to what he believed, but also in his family life. And I mean, and so as I thought about how to portray this character, I really wanted to capture how quickly his mind works, because this guy was a lawyer and was very, very intelligent and smart. And as the stakes begin to get more extreme and he's on trial, I think it's important that the audience be able to see his mind working, trying to find the way out of the predicament that he's in, but also to see his humanity, because that really ultimately is what we respond to, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the way you played it, because sometimes I think of Sir Thomas More as being like played by Charlton Heston, where he's just above us. He's Moses. We can't touch him. Mm-hmm. He's imaginary. But it felt more like I was there. It felt more like I was being suffering. It made me feel like the great parts of me were starting to come out.
Oh, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that, because that's one of the things that I was hoping, and along with our director, Tom, who I've worked with a number of times before, but to really capture the humanity of him. So.
Once again, I really love your performance. I really, really love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
John Ali. I'm an actor in the play. I play Thomas Cromwell. This is my third show with Actors Co-op. I'm a guest here, and it's been just a delight to come here and perform with these people. Thomas Cromwell is just doing his job the best he can. He's trying to protect the king and protect the realm, and he's very interested in an independent England and breaking from Rome, and I just keep hitting that, you know. He's not an evil guy. I don't try and play him as a villain. I just try and play him for the needs that he has. And I think that's how you do these kinds of parts anyway, right? They don't think they're villains.
Well, I loved your character. I love villains in general, because I think they're very complicated. You can be good and you can be bad. And also, you're basically doing really acting. I mean, as a lead character, you're basically just playing yourself.
That's kind of true. Yeah, but I have a great cast that supports me, and I really enjoy working with Mitchell Lamhow, and he's a great foil, and I get to tutor him and watch him grow, and sort of almost, well, historically he surpasses Cromwell too. So it's a fun arc to watch in the play.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They're going to see a great historical drama with lots of humor, great language, and a lot of heart.
Yeah, historical is actually true. I mean, basically, this really happened. All these people happened. It happened this way, and it was a beautiful story. Usually, people don't think that stories like this are real, but it was very dramatic, very theatrical, and actually real story.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, the author condensed some events you have to do in any drama, right? But yes, all these things really did happen, and these were the strategies that were used to try and support the king in his wanting to get a divorce from his first queen. And you know that this play was turned into a movie, got 8 Academy Award nominations, and won 6 of them, including Best Picture and Best Screenplay for Robert Bolt, who also wrote Dr. Zhivago and Lawrence of Arabia. So he knew what he was doing.
Well, I really enjoyed the performance tonight. I just loved your performance. I thought you were fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
My name's Deborah Marlowe, and I'm in A Man for All Seasons playing Common Man. And Common Man is a character that is actually 8 different characters, and some are men and some are women, and a lot of different personas and accents, because it represents the common person and how the common person can get caught in the political intrigue of whatever age they're living in, whether it's the 16th century or the 21st century. And it's a very interesting role, interesting story, and I've just had a blast doing it.
I can't believe how theatrical this piece is. It lends itself very well. It's almost Shakespearean in its meter and its tone. Plus, your character is kind of like a Harlequino, in which basically you just take the entire audience through the entire play, playing various characters, kind of like the roadmap.
Absolutely. Thank you for noticing that and being able to say that so eloquently. That's exactly the common man role, because it's not just a story about politics. It's a story about the everyday man and navigating that whole path through that. And that's what the common man represents. He says the one line is, better a live rat than a dead lion. And, sometimes it feels like going through life we're kind of rats. It's that survival. And not everybody is destined to be the lion. But sometimes it's the rat. There are more rats than there are lions. So it is a matter of survival and what you do for survival. And so all of that is kind of brought out. But there comes a point, obviously, where you have to be able to stand for something. You have to be able to say, okay, this is my character, this is my integrity, and I have to say no to this, or I have to say yes to this, because this is who I am, this is myself, and this is who I am. And so all those things are explored in the play.
Well, I have to compliment you on your fantastic range, because again, you played so many characters, so many accents, so many movements and all that, but also you lend yourself so well into the play, because the play itself, I was mesmerized by it. I was on the edge of my seat. It wasn't boring. It was very accessible and very entertaining.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. It's a little bit long. It's not, an hour and a half. It's a little bit long, but we feel it's gripping, and it seemed like from the audience reaction tonight they agreed with us. And there are a lot of laughs in it. There are a lot of laughs. So that's fun too.
Yeah. Once again, I loved the performance. I loved you in it. Fantastic job. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Come see our show. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I am Mitchell Lamb Howe. This is my debut work and performance with the Actors Co-op Theater, and I just have fallen in love with the way this company runs and the people that are in it, and the show that I'm doing with them.
Great. And which character did you play?
I play Richard Rich. I think that Richard Rich is a man who is doing whatever he thinks is necessary to get where he wants to be, and some people would judge that as bad, or perhaps evil, but it's more of a matter of survival and seeing what you want and seeing a way to get it, and just having to believe that that's what you need to do.
I'm a big fan of villains and anti-heroes, because I feel that basically if you're a leading man, you're basically just playing yourself, or who you picture yourself to be. You're really acting when you're a villain, though.
Yeah, and that's I haven't had a lot of chances to take on roles of this scope, and it's been really interesting to really embrace what I have to do and find ways to make it right for me that I did that. It has to be something that is completely justified to me, and all the reasons I have are justified.
So, my viewers decided to come out and see this piece. What should I expect to see?
you should expect to see people saying a lot of words, but it's all about argument and trying to make your point very clear and using argument and rhetoric to bring the opposing side to where you're at and to make them understand why you stand there. And it's definitely a lot of brain work, but if you invest, it's totally worth it.
I really love the piece. First of all, it was very intellectual because it was almost philosophical in the way he talked. Very political in the sense this is the way the law is supposed to be, political and legally. Basically, it was a very intelligent play.
Yeah,
I really love that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that it does approach, a time-old question of just what is right and what is wrong, and where do we stand, and how long do we stand there, and it just the way it encompasses that point and how many directions it comes from is just so brilliant. It really is, and especially Bruce Ladd, who has the majority of that stuff. He just makes ways around these arguments that are, the language can be sometimes feel, I guess, dated or old, but he brings it right to where you are, especially the audience in this contemporary time. He makes these arguments so contemporary and just for us.
Well, I love the performance. I love your performance because your character was so accessible. It was like, this is basically what successful people do nowadays. They're not like Thomas More. Thomas More, these people, they died pretty quickly. But the people like your character, they're the ones that are interesting because they're the ones that somehow get through the world, and they're the ones that really, again, good or bad, they're the ones we have to live with. You understand? Yeah. So once again, I really love your performance.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. It's you guys were a great audience, and it was a great opening night. It's fun to have you out there.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Shawn McHugh. I am playing the Duke of Norfolk, who's Thomas More's best friend, and he's trying to get him to convince him to sign this damn thing so we can all move on with our lives, and Thomas doesn't want to do it.
So, what's your take on that, on your character?
He's a very boisterous man, but I think he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart, and he has a good moral compass. It's just that, if it's his head or yours, it's going to be yours, right? I mean, I think that's kind of how most people are. So, yeah.
He kind of brings in the phrase, with friends like you, who needs enemies,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But again, he's got a good heart. He means well. He can be a little misguided, but I mean, overall, I think he wants Thomas to come to this side and just let's kind of again like this. Let's just move on with our lives, right? So,
if my viewers just come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
An intense show, but very funny. Like, it's great having the audience tonight. You see how funny. Like, there's a lot of humor in this. People, hear the show. It could be a little dry. It could be a little dense. And I mean, it is dense, but I think this production really brings that all to life. It really brings this beautiful language alive, and this really makes you a part of it. I mean, literally, the audience is the jury in the trial. So we really try to bring the audience in, and it's an age-old tale of what are you willing to do? What is your moral compass? What are you going to stand up for? So I think it's relevant, very relevant today.
I agree. I was thinking of words like, it's very charming, it's very witty, it's very accessible. It actually tells you basically stuff you already know, like common things about right and wrong, but it's in such a clear, unbiased way that basically, you just can't help but feel this is like a Man for All Seasons. This is a play for all seasons, timeless.
Yes, no, I would agree, and I'm glad. It's good to hear that it is charming. These are interesting people. They're fun people. The language is a little heightened, but again, it's very accessible, like you said. I think directors just done an amazing job of just bringing this all to life, and like you said, it couldn't be more relevant, right? It's timeless. So come out and see it, Actors Co-op, through April 15th.
I love the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Treva Tegmeyer. So I play Lady Alice Moore in A Man for All Seasons. I'm a co-op member, actors co-op member. I was a member since 1994, but I took about a 12-year leave and came back just a few years ago. So I'm here now. Yes, Lady Alice loves her position in society and doesn't want to give it up. Her faith is not as deep as her husband's, and she doesn't like it at all that he's so committed to what he believes to be right when it costs them everything. So she loves her husband deeply, but she's strong and she loves the position, and it's heartbreaking for her to give that up. So there's a lot of bitterness, and with all mixed up in all the love, there's a lot of bitterness. Yes.
I really loved this piece. I thought it was fantastic. Not only was it gripping, not only was it historical, not only was it important, it basically opened up your mind a lot, but it actually opened up your heart a lot too.
Yeah.
You felt for the family, you felt for the human beings.
Yes, good. That's how, as it should be. Yes. Yeah. It's a drama it's a beautiful family that loves each other, and they're ripped apart because of politics and power, and so I think this shows a lot about commitment. It's about being imprisoned. I think every character in a way is imprisoned in their own whatever their prison is, and so it's not, it's literal and figurative, and it's just they're real people. They're historical people, but on stage you have to make them living human beings, not ideas.
Yeah, you did that very well, because again, it was like, some people look at this as being a Shakespearean where they're just not touchable. It's like, Charlton Heston should be, Sir Thomas More, and all these great people, but they're not us, they're these iconic actors. But no, you guys made a human being that it looks like it's me, it looks like it's my wife, it looks like it's my friends, you know what?
Right, yes. And it's so easy with this cast. I mean, what a great cast. I was able to just did 33 variations with Bruce Ladd and John Ali. And so I got to be on stage with them again. And there's something so beautiful about being on stage with somebody who really sees you, really listens to you. And, there's a period in the rehearsal process where you lose that, and then you have to find it again. It took us a little longer to find it. Tonight it was there. I was wondering during previews if we only get 2 previews, really a final dress and a preview. So, but boy, what a cast! It's really a delight to act with all of them.
I really loved the performance. I loved you in it also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Ian Michaels. How's it going? Okay, my name's Ian. I'm from Lexington, Massachusetts. I'm playing King Henry VIII in A Man for All Seasons. He's a guy, it's at the point of his life when he wanted to get divorced from his wife, who was 7 years older than him. She was 40, he was 33, and she was no longer able to conceive. They didn't have a son. She'd given a lot of stillbirths. So there's this tension because the church is refusing a divorce. And that's partly because Catherine, his wife, is connected to the royalty in Spain, who had some sway over the church. So it's this game of risk that revolves around this guy basically wanting to get the hell out of his marriage. But the play focuses on a good friend of his, Thomas More, who is upholding the beliefs of the church, and that sets them at odds with each other. And the whole play is the evolution of their relationship relationship over a period of about 5 years. Yeah.
And what's your take on your character, on Henry Dave?
He's a interesting dude. He's, on the one hand, he's a young king, so he is hubris incarnate. He thinks he's God, and he's used to people bowing down to him. On the other hand, he legitimately is not in love with his wife, and he's a young guy. He's young 30s, you know. He wants to find romance. So there's every character in the play is very nuanced in that way. There's no character that doesn't have negative and positive sides, paradoxical sides.
Should I run up? Let's continue this a little later. Okay. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Elsa Gay.
Great. Can I give you the brief bio, an introduction, or just anything you want to say?
That it's just a pleasure to be a part of this show. I think asks us all to ask ourselves, what are we really willing to stick by? How fluid are our morals? And it's just been a great crew to work with.
Great. And which character did you play?
I played Margaret Moore, so the daughter of Thomas More. Margaret's feisty. Yeah, it's not really portrayed in the show, but historically, she was a leader of her time. She was the first female to write a Latin translation of some of Erasmus's work. So she was leading the way, and I think she has some good moments in the show.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I would definitely recommend that quick Wikipedia of the history beforehand, because you dive right in. But yeah, it's an epic. It's not pulling any punches on the story it's telling, so get ready.
I agree. Very well acted. It's beautifully done. But also, this is such a historical piece. This is a reason why we believe a lot of things we believe right now. Why we take great store in the law. People like him, I think, gave us freedom of religion. The United States is all about that. And also gave us great moral compass, a great hero in life.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's amazing to see how the systematic oppression of freedom of religion can sneak in from all over, even in the creation of the Church of England. That I hope that we can continue to fight for the freedom that we have.
I really loved the performance. I loved your performance. Very entertaining. It was very Shakespearean. I just had a great time at theater tonight.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Isaac J. So I play William Roper in Thomas More's A Man for All Seasons. It's my first production with Actors Co-op. It's been an absolute blast working with them. I'm a recent graduate of USC, been doing films and plays ever since I graduated in 2015.
Great. And what's your take on your character?
He's a little bit, everything's kind of black and white to him, and he's very extremely passionate about everything that he believes in a said moment, but those said moments can change very quickly, and the black and white change very quickly. He's really there just like push more and tell more, like just say what you believe, just say what you believe, just say what you believe.
I was actually thinking he was kind of like maybe, say, Thomas More when he was a kid, when he just got out of college.
Yeah, I would actually totally agree with that. Absolutely. Before he learns like the life lessons of safety and family and all of those things. Absolutely, yeah.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A powerhouse performance by Bruce Ladd. A play about what it means to be a moral person in a political environment. I think it's actually very, very applicable to today's political climate, and I think there's a lot of value you can get from that and from just listening really to what people have to say about point of view and sticking to your morals and agreeing with conscience and having that as a moral compass, your conscience.
I agree, and actually, I'm surprised at how things haven't changed that much. It's kind of like, you look at politics, you look at religion. Politicians should be kind of moral people. They should be doing the right thing. They should not be thinking for themselves. But this day and age, again, that's not always true. And back then, it's about the same. So it's kind of like, things really don't change that much.
Not at all. It's very, very, very wild how similar things remain. I mean, it's the common phrase, history repeats itself, right?
I have to compliment on you guys, though. It was very theatrical. It's almost like Shakespeare. Your meter, your costumes, even your presence, your movement around there was extremely it was very Shakespearean.
Thank you. Yeah. We never specifically aimed for that, but I think we all brought a level of that, and Robert Bolt's writing totally lends itself to that.
I loved your performance. I loved the performance in whole. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Vito Viscuso. I've been an Actors Co-op member since last year. We actually talked last year during Castball. So good to see you again. And I'm excited about being a part of this production and looking forward to all the future projects that we're working on.
Great. Which character did you play?
I played Chapuis, Senor Chapuis, which is the Spanish ambassador. Well, he's a man that I feel he's coming into the situation as someone who wants the good thing to happen. So everything is kind of like, let's not have divorce. Let's not do anything wrong as far as in God's eyes, and let's do the right thing here. And I think he's there to gently tap Sir Thomas More on the shoulder and remind him that, hey, you can make some good choices, and ultimately he's happy with the choices that Sir Thomas More does. He just wishes that he was more receptive to the choices and the honor that he's been bestowed by the King of Spain. So,
if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they should expect to see a very nicely done period piece, something that has a lot of depth actually to it, something that is very thought-provoking. There's so many different levels to the meanings behind the choices that the characters make, and just the overall theme of the story. So come in, be prepared to sit down and use your brain a little bit, and sit back and enjoy the humor, the relationships, the seriousness of it, and have a good time at the theater.
I agree. First of all, with everything you said, but also you left out the fantastic acting. I thought you guys had great interplay with each other. You communicate to the audience. I was on the edge of my seat all night for a couple of hours, basically.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, that's an attribute to the fact that we have members of the co-op that we've worked together before. We have very strong relationships outside of the theater, not just inside the theater, but we have a lot of great outside artists that have come in, and those guys, they're just great. They jump right in, and they understand what it means to connect with everybody, and that's what we work on. We just work on getting up there and really being clear with one another, listening to one another, and working on those relationships, because that's ultimately what makes it real.
Once again, I love the performance. I loved you in it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Greg Martin. I play Cardinal Wolsey in this. I've been a member of the Actors Co-op for a lot more years than I like to remember. Off and on for about the last 30 years. I was one of the original almost members here, so I've done lots of plays here. And this one is one of the best that I've been involved with. It's been a joy to do. Well, Cardinal Wolsey is, the high muckety-muck of the religious establishment at the time, and he's trying to talk Thomas More into acceding to the wishes of the king to go along with his divorce. And so I only appear in one scene with Thomas More towards the first of the play, where he's trying to convince More to basically agree with the king in his plans. And obviously Thomas More does not do so.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see a beautifully staged production of this play. And obviously this is a play that won the Tony, the movie won the Oscar. It's a very famous play that has been staged a number of times, but I cannot imagine it's been staged more beautifully and with as much heart and passion as this one has.
I agree with you. It's beautiful in a sense. This is a very theatrical piece. The costumes, it was almost Shakespearean. I can't imagine this being, I've seen the movie, but I can't imagine this being a movie. This has to be a play. It's got to be done live.
Well, the thing about doing something on stage is you have a chance to really almost luxuriate in the language, and that's what's so beautiful about this play. Robert Bolt wrote an amazing script, and in the play you get all the language that gets cut out from the movie, because the movie is much more of a visual medium as well as the dialogue. But this has all the language of the original play in there, and you're right, it is very Shakespearean, and it's a joy as an actor to perform those words.
Well, I love this piece. I thought it was fantastic. I love you. You're perfect as a Cardinal.
Thank you. I'm a Cardinal of the St. Louis Cardinals, I believe.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
A Man for All Seasons will be playing at the Actors Co-op from March 2nd to April 15th. For more information, go to www.actorscoop.org.